Did you know that Fougere Royale was the very first fougere fragrance ever created? And did you know that this is the 10-year anniversary of this recent version of Fougere Royale? Well, today in the Saffron review video, I'm going to tell you all about the fact that this is the first fougere created back in 1882, and then how we are celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year when it was relaunched in 2010. And you're also going to have a chance at winning a full bottle of Fougere Royale if you are a subscriber of this channel from the USA. So if you want to find out all about Fougere Royale, please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Today we're talking about Fougere Royale, one of my favorite fougere fragrances. This is the quintessential fougere fragrance, and I really love the way this smells. And I love it because it's all about very, very green notes with very, very herbal lavender and bergamot. So I'm going to tell you all about this fragrance, but if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways and still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So yeah, this is the quintessential fougere fragrance. In fact, it was launched in 1882. It was created by an in-house perfumer at HOUBIGANT by the name of Parquet, and this was probably a groundbreaking, not probably, definitely a groundbreaking fragrance for the time, because what Parquet was trying to do was recreate the smell of ferns if ferns had a smell. It's been a popular genre in men's fragrances. In fact, I think fougeres have been really, really popular with men, and I believe that fougere fragrances are probably the most popular genre in men's fragrances. It is to me, because I really love that combination of green notes along with the aromatic notes, and then of course the Coumarin and the Oakmoss. So I specifically requested this bottle to be sent to me. I have purchased it in the past myself, but since I noticed that it was a 10-year anniversary in the 2020, because this was relaunched or reimagined in 2010, I figured let's do a video about this fragrance and talk about it and its origins and all that good stuff. So this was sent to me for this specific review, but as I said, I've been a fan of this fragrance for quite some time. So originally this was launched in 1882, as I said, created originally by Parquet. It was reimagined or redone in 2010, and the current perfumer is Rodrigo Flores-Roux. This is EDP Eau De Parfum concentration. The price is $190 for 100 ml. There is a pure perfume version of this, and it is to die for gorgeous, but it is quite pricey. You can look that up if you're curious about that version. But what do we have for notes here? We've got bergamot, Mediterranean herbs, lavender, and chamomile at the top. In the heart notes, you've got Rondeletia, geranium, rosemary, and cinnamon. Finally, in the base notes, you've got amber, oakmoss, coumarin, patchouli, tonka beans, and clary sage. So this fragrance for me is the quintessential fougere fragrance. In fact, what I like about this fragrance is the fact that it's so green and also very, very warm with warm spices, because I love the fresh spicy touches with this fragrance, and it's a nice contrast with the warm spicy touches, because we have lots of lavender and geranium here, and it gives a very fresh spicy styling to the fragrance. And then it's, as I said, it was a nice contrast with lots of cinnamon in here. It's a great meshing of those types of notes. But what really does it for me with this fragrance is what happens at the top, because what happens at the top is a big juicy herbal punch in your face with lots of green bergamot, because I feel like the bergamot here is a really, really important player with this fragrance, and it does what I really want this fragrance to do, because the bergamot is a big juicy blast along with all those Mediterranean herbs. It's a big green aromatic touch at the top. Make sure we don't forget the lavender, because lavender is very, very key for fougere fragrances, and of course the chamomile. I feel like once you get this blast of this fragrance, it just kind of is very, very invigorating and very, very refreshing. So that is a wonderful start to the fragrance, and it's to die for here. I love this, and it's so green and aromatic. But in the heart you have some unique twists here. The cinnamons come in with a little bit of rose, and then that geranium is also pretty prominent here. It's a peppery concoction during this stage of the fragrance, because I feel like the geranium has a very peppery spiciness to it. And right now you have that contrast with the fresh spices and then the warm spices at the same time. The rose is not very obvious, so you do pick it up, but it's not like your in-your-face rose fragrance, because it's just there to kind of like complement the other notes. It's not a note for you know, to be the main player, because it's not. It's really a secondary supporting player there. But the fragrance dries down to wonderful ambery, but not necessarily overly ambery. More Oakmoss and lots of Tonka bean Coumarin, and then of course more green Clary sage in the base. And it's a wonderful dry down and a wonderful fragrance. I've ranked this fragrance #1 many times in various fougere fragrance videos. Not only because it smells great, also because it's very, very historic, with a historic fragrance house such as HOUBIGANT. I mean, what they created here, or what Paul Parquet originally created, it has lasted this long, 138 years. And to this day, the fragrance is talked about, spoken about, and a lot of you guys, my subscribers, mention this fragrance too. So it's stood the test of time. Although I never smelled the original version of Fougere Royale, but here in its 2010 version is quite phenomenal. So I hope you guys get to try Fougere Royale. But if you have no place to go to sample Fougere Royale or HOUBIGANT fragrances, we do have that full bottle giveaway, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. There's a link to Saffron in the info box. Click that and head over to Saffron and find out how to participate for your chance to win a full bottle of Fougere Royale. And then please come back here and please let me know what your favorite fougere fragrances are and if you've sampled HOUBIGANT's Fougere Royale. One more thing I forgot to mention: if you don't know what fougere means, fougere is the French word for fern. Anyway guys, if you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.